In the previous video, we built a relational database using Access. Now, before we move on to building queries that summarize data in Access, suppose your boss tells you that you don't like the fact that a field, for example, like major school, is correct or descriptive enough. In this situation, maybe the boss says, well, let's change business to Gore School of Business and education to School of Education, make it more formal. So what we can do is we can go to Design View, and instead of, like I said, business, education, etc., we could change this to the Gore School of Business, School of Education, School of Nursing, School of Arts and Sciences, and then save this. Now, when we open up the survey table in Access and we go to the final row, when we enter a new record, we have a more formal school. Right? We don't just have Arts and Sciences, we have the School of Arts and Sciences, and etc. Okay, now the problem with this is when you add a new record, Access won't be able to tell the difference between Gore School of Business and business. It will consider them different. So what we can do is we can replace business with, by hitting Control H, we can replace business with Gore School of Business. And you just replace all. So it replaces business with the Gore School of Business. And we do the same thing with education. I'm just using Control C and Control V here. We'll replace education with the School of Education. And if you have millions of observations, this is kind of handy. Do the same thing with nursing. And then do the same thing with arts and sciences. Control C, Control V. And replace all. Okay, so we have replaced them all. Well, this one's empty because this person, the survey responder, did not indicate what school they're in. Maybe they're undecided, but we don't know. And then we have foreign declared, and then all the modifications there. So that's how you can edit a field in Access. Okay, so let's go ahead and save that. And the first query I'm going to do is a crosstab. So I'm going to go to Create Query Wizard. Most simple queries can be done with a query wizard, but when you get more advanced things, you have to use the query design. So the first couple, we're going to use Query Wizard. I'm going to choose Crosstab Query Wizard because we're going to build a crosstab. In Excel, way to call this a pivot table. So we're going to create an Excel pivot table or a crosstab. And we're going to pick the table survey. Our primary table is survey. And we're going to put major school as the row, as the thing in the rows. And then for the thing in the columns, let me go to next. We're going to pick highest cost, willing to pay. And then we're going to go ahead and count the number of people in the survey who are in a particular major and had a particular highest cost, like for example, $1,500. That was the lowest value on our survey form. I'm going to count the number of people that might say have their highest they're willing to pay for a major trip is $1,500, and maybe they're in the Gore School of Business. Let's go ahead and hit next. that's okay for the name, and then I'll go ahead and finish. So here we have this number here is, there are 5 people in the survey who said they were in the Gore School of Business and were willing to pay at most $1,500 for a May term trip. Only 2 people who identified themselves as being majors within the School of Arts and Sciences identified that they would be willing to pay up to $1,500 for a May term trip. School of Education was 7, and School of Nursing and Health Sciences was 9. The maximum in the Gore School of Business looks like the largest frequency is 12. So 12 people, 12 people that surveyed who were Gore School of Business majors said they would be willing to pay up to $3,500. The maximum frequency in the School of Arts and Sciences looks like it's 6 here or 6 here. And then for School of Education, we had 7. So 7 people in School of Education said they'd be willing to pay at most $1,500. And then for School of Nursing, it looks like it would be 10 people said they'd be willing to pay at most $1,200. So those are the modes, right? So we have a mode of 10, we have a mode of 7, 2 modes for the School of Arts and Sciences, one at $2,500 and one at $4,000. And then we have a mode of $3,500 for the Gore School of Business. Okay, so that's query number 1 that we're going to do. The next query we're going to do is a little bit more complex. Let me go ahead and save that. It gets saved over here, and we can always view it by clicking on it. So I'll go ahead and close it out again. We're going to do another query. This time we're going to do a query design. And we want to pick, actually what I'm going to do is I prefer to just drag them. We're going to pull survey out. And then we'll pull out link area. And notice the relationships are drawn because we've already done that previously. And then areas. Again, the relationships are drawn. And then down here, I'm going to pull major school. I had to lengthen that out. I'm going to pull major school down here. And then I want a total here. So I'm going to go up to total. I'm going to pick ascending. And then here I want area from the areas table. And then I want areas. We're going to count area down here. So I'm going to change this to count. And then I'm going to pick descending. Okay, so it looks like we're done with this particular query. And this is going to create a query for most popular area students want to go to by school. So I'll go ahead and click there to save it. We're going to go ahead and save it as most popular area to visit by school. Hit OK. And we can view it. We'll double click on this to see it a little better. Now, we have one person, if you remember, survey number 170, the person forgot to fill in their bunch of information. But for the Gore School of Business, it looks like the top destination is Europe. For School of Arts and Sciences, top destination is Europe again. And that's the same for School of Education and School of Nursing. For undeclared, the top destination is Asia and Europe. The bottom, the lowest common choice for area would be domestic for School of Nursing and Health Sciences. For undeclared, it's Africa. School of Education is domestic. School of Arts and Sciences, domestic. And Gore School of Business would be domestic as well, which all makes sense because, you know, we are a college in the United States and May term trips are usually overseas. So people want to go visit someplace overseas. So that's the most popular area by school. We're going to do a similar query for most popular experience by school. So I'll go ahead and close this out. We'll save it. Yes. We're going to create another one. And this one, again, we're going to have to use Query Design, not Query Wizard, because it's a little bit more complex. It involves multiple tables. Again, I like to just drag and drop the tables into the query canvas. On this one, we're going to, again, just pull survey table over. I'm going to lengthen it out so we can see all the fields. And then I'm going to pull out the link experience table. And then I'll pull out the experience table. And then down below, again, we're going to pull major school down here. And I want to do a total. And we're going to sort by ascending, alphabetical order. And then I'm going to pull experience number from the link experience table. And then I'll pull the type of experience from the experience table. And we're going to count on these. We want frequencies. So I'll change this to ascending, or sorry, descending. And then I can go ahead and close out to save. I'm going to save this as most popular experience by school. Hit OK. And I can double click on it to look at it. We can double click the column separators. And then we can see which one is the most recorded reason for a May term trip. For the Gore School of Business, the top choice was one related to my major. Same goes for School of Arts and Sciences. Same for School of Education, nursing, and undeclared. For School of Nursing and Health Sciences, the bottom choice of students was one focused on experiencing business and other professional organizations. That was the same for School of Education. That choice was second lowest for School of Arts and Sciences, but was third on the list for the Gore School of Business. Basically, almost tied for second. So that's pretty cool. Let's close that out. We'll go ahead and say yes. Now, the next one is the highest cost students are willing to pay for a May term trip by school. And this is a simple query. So we're going to go to Query Wizard, simple query. Okay. The highest cost of a May term trip by student is in the main survey table. We click on highest cost. We go next. Oh, got to go back. We need major school. So we're going to do it by school. Next, then we click on summary. And we're going to average highest cost. Hit OK. Next. And we're going to call this query highest cost, average highest cost, average highest cost by school. Now we got a little bit of a problem here. We have a formatting issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to design view here. And then I'm going to click on average. I'm going to go over here to format. I'm going to pick currency and then 2 decimal places. Close it out. Yes. We want to go to design view. Oh, sorry. I want to go back to data sheet view. And now we can see that it's formatted correctly. So our crosstab suggested the Gore School of Business students were probably going to spend a little bit more money than other students. And this is exactly what this is telling us. Our next query is going to be a little bit more complex. It's basically an extension of average highest cost by school. So we're going to go to create. We're going to do the query design. Again, I like to just drag and drop things. And we're going to drag in survey. And we're going to do major school, year in college first. And then we want a total. And we're going to then pick major school. So this is going to be by year in college and major school. And then we're going to bring in interest in May term and highest cost. And both of these are going to be averages. So we're going to average by year in college and major school. We're going to do that for interest in May term and highest cost students are willing to pay. Now, I'll go ahead and save and close this out. We're going to call this stats by year in college and school. And hit OK. And then we'll open it back up. And you see we have some problems over here with decimal places. We're going to change the decimal place to 2 here. And we're going to change this to dollars and 2 decimal places. So we're going to go to design view. And I'm going to click on average. I need to bring in the property sheet. We got average. The format for interest in May term is going to be a fixed decimal at 2 decimals. For average, the format is going to be currency with 2 decimals. And we can close out, save, look at it again. Now we have 2 decimal places on average of interest in May term, average of highest cost. So for freshmen in the School of Business, freshmen in the School of Business are only willing to pay $3,000 for a May term trip. And they're right in the middle of the pack. The School of Education students are willing to pay the most, and they seem to have the highest interest in a May term trip. Freshman students in the Gore School of Business, they're not as interested in a May term trip. They're the least interested in a May term trip. For juniors, the Gore School of Business, their juniors are the most interested in a May term trip. Maybe because they have to do an internship, I don't know. And they have the third highest willingness to pay for a May term trip. Undeclared has the highest, and then it looks like School of Arts and Sciences is second highest. For seniors, the School of Nursing and Health Sciences has the highest willingness to pay and the greatest interest in a May term trip. Maybe it's because they're going to graduate and go get a job, and maybe they want to see the world before they start working right after graduation. For the sophomores, undeclared have the most interest in May term trips. The Gore School of Business and School of Arts and Sciences, their sophomores tie for the highest amount of money they're willing to spend on a May term trip. That's kind of cool stuff. So we'll close this out.